Portobello Plaza was developed over a decade ago as an attempt to provide public space to the area. It quickly became a hub for skateboarders as its designs allowed for variations of tricks on ledges and a large open area to perform stunts and manoeuvres. The plaza became renowned across Europe and hosted the DC King of Dublin in 2011. The numbers steadily declined due to the skate stoppers, and the plaza, which once hosted kids every weekend in a safe and open area, quickly diminished. Antisocial behaviour gripped the area for a number of years, and the space fell into disuse until the DC King of Dublin event, which agreed to take away the skate stoppers for the duration of the competition. Just when it appeared that skateboarding would be allowed at the plaza, the council skate stopped the ledges for the second time, adding stones to the area which were detrimental to skateboarders trying to use the square. Over the years, the plaza continued to be used by skateboarders in harmony with the public, rectifying itself as a centre of street skateboarding in Dublin. Skateboarding is an art form based on the interpretation of space. Portobello's culture and history in Irish skateboarding is irreplaceable, and for skateboarding not to be considered in the redesign of the plaza would be threatening to the progression of skateboarding in Dublin.
Hey, I'm Jordan Roth. I run this art studio space in Portobello Harbour. I guess since we've moved into the building which Mart set up, created our own culture and space, and it's become like home. And the square is very much part of that. The language schools are part of that. It's in its infancy, and it's such a shame that it's about to stop now rather than grow. They put bins outside, which is kind of really dealing with the litter problems. I think that's been an amazing step. But we need to get more progressive now. We need some kind of public urination system out there. I mean, you go to any other place in Europe, any city, any public plaza, they've got urinals, especially in the sunshine. People gravitate to going there to skate, to hang out, to meet friends, and it's a beautiful melting spot of all different kinds of people. I used to skate here, and then I watched, I don't know if it was the county council or the government come along and skate stop the place. And I think what they would be surprised to find is if that it wasn't skate stopped, the skaters might actually regulate the place a bit more and keep it cleaner and nicer. It would actually be used to much more of its full potential.
My name is Sandy Hazel, and I'm one of the people who helped to coordinate a campaign to turn some disused Dublin City Council space on Cork Street into a public park. Okay, at the beginning of the campaign, we started a group called Skate D8, which then morphed into a park for Cork Street. All along we kept skaters on board, and skaters really informed the design and the layout of the space that was eventually used in the park. And a couple of local councillors were very good as well, Crean and Idoli and Rebecca Moynihan, Labour and Sinn Féin councillors, and they really helped us to navigate our way through the planning process. When the site became earmarked as a potential spot for a public park, the site actually belonged to the housing department in Dublin City Council. There's a big need, of course, for housing in the inner city, but we also need recreational space and green space for the people who already live here. When we started that campaign, we just wanted a skate spot, but the executive in Dublin City Council advised us that it would be better chance of getting made if it was used for everybody and not just for skaters, and that has actually worked out very well. There has been a little bit of antisocial behaviour, but I reckon it's par for the course. I think this kind of stuff happens in every public space, in public parks generally. It's probably an issue. We have some security, there is a camera. The local guards are very good. They'll swing by, they'll check out the space, make sure everything's okay. Generally it's, isolated incidents, and to be expected really in a city environment. The park is unusual in that it has no gates and no railings, and I know this is an idea being trialled by Dublin City Council for public spaces and parks because it actually makes it safer. It means that if there's any hassle, the guards or the park keepers can access the space quickly without having to unlock gates. So the lighting, the layout, having no fences actually makes it a safer space to be. The skaters are a really nice bunch to have around. A lot of continental cities, Paris, London, they have pocket parks. Living in Dublin, it's a very high density area around Dublin 8. We really need more green spaces like this. During the campaign for the park and then for the planning and the design of the park, We had a couple of public consultation meetings, and definitely the public were involved. They were invited to big meetings where more than 100, 150 people turned up to each one. The children were listened to when they were asked what would they like. The skaters were listened to, the older people were listened to. Now obviously we couldn't put everything into such a small space, but I think we did pretty well.
Well, I think having a hotel on this particular site will commandeer Plaza, make it a place which will serve as an entrance to a hotel rather than a place where people can gather, skateboard, socialise and just hang out. Well, I'd like to see something done about the fact that they're urinating on the street, because the pub there, the lower deck, Liam's a really lovely guy, but if he let every guy in and every girl in to go to the toilet, his toilets would be broken probably at this stage because there's so many people. I think it would be a good idea to put Portaloos in. The trouble with that is that the council will then have to service them. It costs money. It's lively, the square, and I like that people are gathering, and there's people from all over the world gather there and all over the city. I wouldn't like to discourage that, but it would be good if something could be done about toilet facilities. I've enjoyed watching the skateboarders there since they first started. I know there were signs went up to say that you weren't allowed to skateboard. There were various different methods of trying to prevent skateboarders from using the platforms that are out there. I've never seen any trouble from skateboarders. It's a public amenity and everybody should be able to do what they want within the law.